either use your raise hand or just unmute yourself, or just drop the questions in the chat. But keep in mind that the questions in the chat I will read at the end of the session, because I need to keep the presentation full screen, and unfortunately I cannot manage to have both screens fully opened. Okay, second thing is that I would like this session to be interactive. So it's okay, I know we are all at home very relaxed, but if I ask a question, feel free to give your comment, give your answers, however you like. You know, I like it when it's loud, when people are talking, and when we have something to discuss. So I definitely don't want this presentation to be a monologue. Okay, so today's presentation is, oh, sorry, before that, Mehdi and Hussein, if I can ask you guys, can you just keep me, keep my track on time when it's 45 minutes, let's say, just let me know, okay?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Okay, so guys, today our has someone unmuted his microphone? I'm hearing very loud. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So our topic today is how to land an internship, but actually the information that I am going to share does not apply only to internships. It also applies to applying to different jobs or volunteering positions that you have at different companies, or maybe to those university type of internships, not the company ones. So wherever you need to apply, this presentation will mainly we will cover in this presentation the parts that you will need to know and consider. So this is how I want you to be motivated. Not exactly because you need to know which type of job you want to get, but generally, even in this mood, when we are all in our house with непонятные halatта, you need to be motivated that you are going to get this job, you are going to get this internship or whatever that is, okay? So, Mehdi already introduced me, but again, slightly. So my name is Zara, and I have graduated from UFAS. I've graduated geophysical engineering. In my university years, I have been very active SPE and SEG board member. In 2017, I have participated in BP summer geology course. I have just graduated from my first year of studies. I have had 3 internships. One was in Baker Hughes and 2 other were in BP. And just as an additional, I also participated in a geophysical camp in Poland. So why I shared this information is definitely not to show off in front of you. It is for you to understand that you can approach me anytime regarding these moments. So again, why I said that it was on my first year of study, I said it because you can do it. Doesn't matter at which year of study you are, if you have enough wish. So you can approach me using these contacts. These are my mail, my Twitter. I don't use it that actively, but yet this is my LinkedIn and my Facebook. So feel free to contact me however you want, or just through SP board members. Now, what we will cover today is what is an internship in general, why is it important, where to apply, also considering these hard times. We will talk shortly about CV, about motivation letter, about the proper preparation for applying. We'll talk shortly about interview tips, and at the end, how to be successful after and during the internship, because this is also very important. Now, Just as per the definition in the internet, an internship is a period of work experience offered by an organization for a limited period of time. So when someone offers you an internship, it's not that you are having this for the rest of your days or for many years. Usually it's something like few months, 6 months maybe tops, not more. If it is more, it means that your internship has been extended, but it's not always the case. So internship can be of two types. At one type, you are being given a project, mainly in operation companies, in BP, that's what they do. They assign you a team leader, your supervisor, and they give you a project that, okay, so here is your data, here is your information with which you will work, and do this, 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 and this. And using your knowledge that you have gained, that you have learned, you start to work on this project, and by the end of your internship, you come up with one presentation and show the results that, okay, I have done it, I was working on, this was my topic, so as a result, we gained these maps or these results, whatever. Don't worry, it's not that they will give you the project and you will be all alone. Whenever you are given a project, as I said, you are being assigned to one team, to a supervisor, you have a team leader, and whenever you have questions and you need the description or something that you don't know, sorry, these people will always be there to explain everything to you. I mean, again, if you have any questions or you don't know what to do. Second type of internship, this is mainly what happens in service companies like Schlumberger, like Baker Hughes and Halliburton, etc. So this is just you're being given this, we call it coverall, if you don't know, and you're working on a workshop. So basically you're working with the tools, you are working on some specific mechanisms, they're telling you about the company, you're working in one specific department, and once again, so you're working with the tools, you are not being given something theoretical to consider. So are we clear on that? Does anyone have questions yet?
It's clear.
Okay, good. So why is it actually even important? As you can see on this gears map that I really like, let's start with any point, doesn't matter. So let's start with training, right? You start to train, by training, we mean usually, well, in this case, we mean our university, right? So you learn something. Then it also brings you some experience already. Your mentor, while you are on the internship, I mean, teaches you some practice. And again, during the internship, you are having your personal development, right? You are improving your different skills, both technical and soft skills. We'll be covering it a bit later. So what does it specifically mean? So, and as a result, you actually get to your goal. And what is your goal when you apply to an internship? It's to work in a company, right? Even not even in this one specifically, generally, to find yourself a job. So all these give you opportunity, you develop your different skills, you gain training, you gain experience, you actually even gain a mentor because you have the contact of your supervisor, of your team leader. So whenever you have questions outside of the company, you can always contact them. And of course, it's practice. Now, let's move on to which companies usually in our country, in Azerbaijan, offer internships. I know that it's hard times. That's why I will be mentioning it as usually open, because I'm not sure what will be happening this year. So applications for BP internship usually open in November or in December. It depends. It was different each year. And what you need to prepare before even if you want to apply, is your CV, your motivational letters. You'll need to prepare your transcript. So from your university, you just go to your department administration and they give it to you. And if you have good certificates, that would also be a bonus. How you apply is basically, first there is an application stage, and this is exactly where you insert all this. So you insert your CV, motivation letter, transcripts, your certificates. Then after you successfully pass the application stage, you're being called for a test. Last year, English and ability tests were separate. The year I was applying, it was all together. So it's kind of differs each time, but mainly they always check your English and they give you an ability test. Again, we will be covering what is an ability test in further. So after that, you're having your HR interview, your technical interview, and your teamwork. This HR and technical might be at one same day, like it was for me, or last year it was separate, so they had separately HR interview and separately technical interview. There is also a chance that you will be called for a teamwork interview. The duration, the period of this internship is in summer, so it's July, August. Mainly all internships are in summer because so that they do not intersect with your university. And there is actually a chance that you will get a job offer. Who can apply are reservoir engineers, petroleum engineers, so basically everyone in oil and gas, drilling engineers, also oil and gas, completion engineering, well intervention, petrophysics, and geoscience, which is geology or geophysics. Aside from that, to add, are also mechanical engineers. You can also apply. There is a separate discipline at that. And yeah, basically that's it for now. Who can apply for internships are third year students, but BPO also offers the graduate program, which is open for fourth year students. So for the ones who are finishing their university. Next one is actually SOCAR QS, and applications usually start in May. The required documents are CV, your motivation letter, and your transcript. Required stage will be covering, just as always, will be your application, HR interview, and then you'll be having an assessment day, which will be covering various psychological questions. They'll have technical questions, teamwork, presentation. So again, this is more of it's not an interview, so they basically just see how you act. The internship period is July, August again, as you see, and there is a chance that you will get a job offer. Who can apply are drilling engineers, drilling geologists. So if you are a geologist and you want to work in oil and gas, you can apply. Or if you're an oil and gas engineer who knows the geology well, you can also apply. There is Department of Geophysics. They have Department of Business Development. I am not sure if any of you are highly interested in that, but if you are, they also have Department of Contracts and Economic Planning. So next one is SOCAR Upstream. They usually open their applications in May, and required documents are, as always, CV, motivation letter, your transcript. Stages are application, and then you're having an interview, so it's HR and technical interviews. As always, internship period is in summer, July, August, and there is a chance that you will get an offer. I repeat it each time so that you consider that there is a chance. It's never for sure, but it is possible. So departments here are, as you can see, drilling engineering, reservoir engineering, and mechanical engineering. Next one up is Halliburton, so we're moving to service companies. They usually open their application in May, and of course you need to prepare your CV, your motivation letter, your transcript. Required stages are online application. So they just give you the link. It's shared, all SPE pages, they share it, so you will be able to see it if you follow. So you just fill in that online application. Then you have a small ability test, mainly math questions. You'll then cover HR questions. And if you are a fourth year student, and HR plus technical if you are a fifth year student. So this is fourth and fifth. These are out of 5. So in case you are not, it's third and fourth year of study. So internship period is again in summer, and you have a chance to get hired. Departments here are spirit drilling, drilling fluids, wireline and perforation, logistics and completions, meaning mainly oil and gas, mechanical engineers, maybe some geoscientists who are interested can apply to more to wireline positions, because that's what geoscientists in the company do, and it would be very useful for them. Now, next one is Baker Hughes company. They usually open their applications in April, May. They do not open applications each year. There should have been one for the last year, but due to Corona, they canceled their plans, unfortunately. So required documents are CV, your motivation letter, and transcript. Recruitment stages here are just as in Halliburton. So you basically have your online application, then you cover an ability test. If you pass, then you cover English grammar test. If I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago it was separate, so you were called, students were called for English test. Then the ones who passed were called for ability test, and then they had their interviews. So you first have your HR interview, and then you have technical interview. Then the period is June, August, again it's summer. Departments are wireline perforation, meaning geoscientists can apply here. You have pressure pumping, cementing, coiled tubing, well intervention and completion, mainly for petroleum engineers. So Schlumberger usually opens, so in Schlumberger it's actually not an internship. It is a 2-week camp. And this camp is, they cover all the essentials, and as it's written here, there is a chance that you will get the full-time job. It's written here 1 week, but it actually changes, depends. I think last year it was 2 weeks. So required documents are, as always, prepare your CV, motivation letter, transcript. And the stages that you will have to pass are online application, ability test, again, English grammar test. You'll cover HR interview and then technical interview. Departments, drilling, measurement, bits and drilling tools, MWD, LWD, completion, cementing, logistics, so oil and gas. Again, mechanical engineers can work in all. Geoscientists mainly apply to LWD or MWD department, meaning logging while drilling. Actually, you can also apply, if there are any geoscientists here, you can apply to cementing, because this is also what is important if you work as a geoscientist in a service company. Now, last but not the least, is actually BP Geology Camp. This one is mainly for the students who study geoscience. But if you are a petroleum engineer who is interested in geoscience, or you just want to get an additional certificate, you can also apply to Geology Camp. So it doesn't matter at which year of study you are, you can always apply. Applications usually open later in June. Required documents are application form and motivation letter. After that, you are being called for an interview. So it's a technical interview. They ask you about basically the geoscience, geology that you know already, to understand what is your fundamentals. The duration is around 3 weeks. It starts in August and ends in September. Before your studies, don't worry. This year it was online. They actually did not cancel it. So yeah, so it was online, and this year, unfortunately, it was only for geologists. Again, due to online reasons, they cut some places. But usually, petroleum engineers and any actual discipline can apply. And you do not get any offer after geology camp because it's not an internship. It's just a camp, like kind of a school where you just learn about geology. You have your theoretic materials, and then you have different field trips to different parts of Azerbaijan. You go visit them, you work in the field. Usually it's summer, extremely hot, but it's a good experience. You learn to work properly in a team. And what they cover during this course is structural geology, sedimentology, and stratigraphy. Do you have questions till this part?
Actually, I have one question regarding the geology camp. Is it possible to the different departments, the specialty students, to apply for the geology camp? Because as I know, for this year, it was impossible for the different specialties. What we go into in the next year?
Okay, so as I said, last year, because of the limited number of places, they cut the number. So they took only people who study geology or geophysics, so geosciences. This year, I am not sure. I don't know the future, unfortunately. But in the previous years, they were taking petroleum engineers for sure. I'm not sure about mechanical engineers or oil and gas facilities or any similar, or like chemical engineers, I mean, similar disciplines. Mainly it's petroleum and geology disciplines. I hope that they will open this opportunity next year as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I also hope so.
Okay. Guys, just reminding
Excuse
you.
Me, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can chemical engineers apply to the previous ones? For example, Soccer Upstream or Schlumberger, Baker Hughes?
Yes, you can also apply. I did not mention because I am not sure about the departments, but I am sure that you can apply. The department is being set, I guess, by the company. Usually when you apply, it's not that you apply specifically to some department. You just apply to the company and then they see what you are good at, mainly. So yes, chemical engineers. I know that chemical engineers can definitely apply to Halliburton. That's for sure. I know that you can participate in Schlumberger summer camp because I have chemical engineers friends who participated there. Regarding Baker Hughes, I am not sure. For chemical engineers, there are also other SOCAR departments. SOCAR Polymer, one of them is called. I know I have friends who have participated in internship there. I did not add it to the presentation because I'm not sure about the details, but if you are interested, just message me anywhere and I will ask my friends, okay?
Can I ask a question?
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
You said that we can apply petroleum engineers. I mean, can everybody apply? I mean, first course, second course, or just higher course?
Okay, so as I said in the beginning, for internship, in order to be able to apply for internships, you need to be third year student or fourth year in some companies. Again, for BP, it's not an internship already, it's a graduate program. So you are being hired if you are accepted. In Socara EQS, you can apply from your first year of studies. It's doesn't matter. For Baker Hughes, I know that if you are not the first year for sure, but if you are second year student and you have good technical base and you have this very good motivation that they see in you somehow, you can do so also. So they say that they might make some exceptions, but not always. So it's mainly for third and fourth year students.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, more questions?
Yes, some students asked, what are the most frequently asked questions during the HR interview in the Baker Hughes?
We will be covering it in the future. So I was thinking just if I need to say so in the future slide, we will, the further slides, we will be covering the interviews and I will tell you what are type of the questions are being generally asked on HR interviews. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So in order to not to lose time, I'll move on. But if you have any question, again, drop it in chat and I will read it at the end of the presentation, okay? So now that the situation in our world is honestly not as good, only I think this year, considering Corona, only BP had internship and it was in online format. And again, BP had their Geology Camp and it was also in online format. But all the other companies, they did not open internships, or some companies that opened, then they further closed it, considering that everything is very hard with economic situation, not only, specifically with working remotely. So what to do in this case? Just try to apply for international internships. I know it is very, very hard. The opportunities are quite rare because it's not like in our case, like in Azerbaijan, that you just sit on some website and then the internships start coming to you. But I wrote the word here, constant. So constant search in the LinkedIn. Just get into your LinkedIn account. There is a search option there, right? For example, for me, it's geoscience. So I just write geoscience internships. Then I select jobs and I basically have different opportunities. Majority of them are for local people. So as just as is here in Azerbaijan, the majority of internships that we have are only for Azerbaijan citizens. International internships are same. They are mainly for their local people, but you can still manage to find something. Maybe it won't be an internship. Maybe it will not be paid. Maybe it will just be kind of research work or some project, not an internship, but you are able and where you can apply. And considering that right now with this Corona, it's actually a benefit for us that everyone is working remotely. So if the internship, let's say, is in, I don't know, France, you don't have to go to France, right? You have your internet, you have your computer, and that's all you need. Sorry, whose microphone is open? Can you please turn it off? Thank you. No, it's still on. Okay, thanks. Okay, so international internships, this is what you can do just as an additional option. As I mentioned, you can search for these opportunities in your LinkedIn. And from here, we move on to what you actually need to apply. So if you have your empty LinkedIn profile, even if you find a job and you try to connect to people, they probably won't be, seeing you as a candidate. They will not be able, if when they open your page, they will not see anything there. So fill in your LinkedIn account. It's extremely easy, much easier to prepare a CV or something like that because it has all the options prepared. You just type in your personal information and then it's all very nicely structured. The logos appear, and you can add anything that you wish there, and your any skills, your any experience. Doesn't matter if it's university. You can add your certificate, and in CVs there's usually a limit regarding the pages. We try to say that you need to be concise, but with LinkedIn it's not like that. You can add as much information as you want. There's also a personal description part. Try to fill it in as well. Just shortly describe who you are, what are you doing, and if you are searching for internship, just type in that you're open for internship opportunities. Now, what else do you need is a good CV. So your CV should be well organized. It should have proper grammar and spelling, and it should have short descriptions. So I'll go step by step. If it is not well organized, when the HR opens your CV, they usually look at your CV like for a minute or two, or it's even less. They say that it's, I guess, 7 minutes, but it is definitely not like that. They look at it few seconds. Just they look at it, and if it's unorganized, if it's not well structured, then they won't be even knowing where to look, and they'll think that, okay, well, even if you can't even organize your CV, then you probably won't be a good worker. That's why prepare your CV in a nice and neat way. Check your grammar and spelling. When there are mistakes in your CV, it again creates a wrong impression of you. Write short descriptions. So as you can see here, this is the example of my CV. What I mean by short description is, for example, I write BP Azerbaijan, I worked from this time to this time, I worked as geoscience intern, and I've been working on this, and this. So I did not write what was my project about, what did I do, what were the results. I just write that, okay, during my internships, I was, doing well correlation, I was interpreting something, creating maps, and etc., etc. You can also add volunteering experience, because this is also something that you have achieved. In my case, it's a lot of SPE and SCG. You need to add your education because we are currently studying in university, and adding your high school would be good. If you don't add your high school, it's fine, but adding your university is very important. You can write the certificates that you have. You do not attach certificates. You do not write long descriptions. Just write what do you have that certificate for and what's the timing. So shortly, try to be short. You can add your language, any skills that you have. In my case, it's a bit of computer skills and interpersonal. What should not be in your CV is your personal information and characteristics. So if you should not be adding here if you're married or single. You should not be adding your height, your hair color, or your nationality even. It should not be on your CV. You should not have any negative words or ideas, meaning that when you write the description, let's say for your work, you say that, okay, I was doing this, this, and this. Do not write something like, well, but I was not doing this, this, this because it was hard. Or, you know, when you write about your university or your school scores or GPAs, anything like that, if your score is bad, if it's not good, then do not add it. I know I have not added mine. It's not as bad actually, but I just preferred not to add it at all because it's a bit hard to understand in UFAS. So your CV should not be having any acronyms. So if you can see here, I wrote Society of Petroleum Engineers SPE, and I'm writing it every single time because if I wrote just SPE and some random person takes my CV, they will not know what is SPE, what is SEG, what are you doing there. But with reading that it's a Society of Petroleum Engineers, they know that, okay, well, she is somehow related to petroleum engineering, right? So regarding the photo, some people do not add photos. Some people do. It is fully up to you. Some people require you not to add photos. Some require you to add. So mainly, of course, you don't need to add because I mean, when they see the photo, there might be this gender preference, or HR might have any personal issues or something like that. I mean, this is all human factor, right? So in order to eliminate this, many people say that do not add your photo, but if you add it, it's actually not the end of the world. If your CV is well done, they will not cut you because you add your photo. Always add your contacts because people in HR, they save your CVs, and later when they search for it, they want to contact you. So basically, they can see your number, your email, your LinkedIn account if you want to share, any other thing that you want to share, it's totally fine. When you name your CV, sorry, I forgot to add it here. When you name your CV, name it with your name and surname. So just write, as in my case, write it Zohra underscore alttan khat yani Hajizade underscore CV. If you are applying for some specific position to some specific company, when you are sending your CV, add also the position name. So like, let's say CV underscore geologist, geology intern, or something like that. These are some websites which you can use in order to create your CV. As you can see, there are many. My favorite is actually Canva. It's very easily to manage. It has many different samples. You can build anything that you want. You can just take something prepared and then start working on it. As a result, you will have something absolutely different. And it will be well organized, which is very important. Next one comes motivation and cover letter. So in order
Zara,
to, yes.
I really apologize for interrupting you. You told to mention you about the time. Where is
Okay,
45?
I see. I see. Okay. So thanks, Mehdi. So your motivation or cover letter, firstly, what is the difference? Difference is that cover letter is applied usually for universities, and the motivation letter is usually asked for different internships or job opportunities. No huge difference. If someone asks you to write a cover letter or motivation letter, it will mainly be the same thing. I mean, the general idea behind it will be the same. So when writing a motivation letter, research the company and the position. So know where you are applying. If you are applying for geophysics, writing that you really want to become a geologist because it has been your dream job, it won't be that good, right? They will see that you have a very good motivation for becoming a geologist, but you will not be good at you're not that interested in geophysics. Or I'll tell you this experience. So from my SPE actually experience. I have read a lot of motivation letters, and for example, let's say the application is for SP, ASOIU chapter, I don't know, whatever, geology school, let's say, right? And in the motivation, some students write, they write a good motivation, and then at the end it goes like, I know that SPE BHOS chapter is very good, la 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 la. I know that it's good, but it's part of being polite, that if you're of polite firstly, and secondly of being attentive. If you're applying to some specific company or some specific position, talk about this company or this position, not talk about something else. Because even if your motivation is great, but it is not for specifically what the company is interested in, they will not be even, they will not want to continue on with reading your motivation letter. Keep it personal. Whatever examples you give, whatever you talk about, keep it personal. So always go like, I have recognized, you can, let's read it here as an example. So I am pleased to be applying to this position, to this company. I am recognized. I have a proven track. So talk about yourself specifically. Do not say that I know that the position is good because I know that many engineers I don't know, are successful in this. I would like to apply. No, like I would like to apply because blah blah blah. It's okay, but talking about other people is not what they want to see, at least. There is no need for extra long stories. So as you can see, the paragraphs here are relatively short. Because you just give a short introduction, then you talk about why are you motivated. So you talk about your motivation, and then you just conclude, give your contact information if you want. You need to focus on your strong points. So if there are any weak points, anything that you are not sure of, maybe anything that you are that you think is I mean, not the best part of a character, not the best experience, then do not add it. You can add if there was a problem and you solved it, yes, then it's good. It still shows your positive attitude and your good skills, you know, to solve, like problem solution skills, sorry. So focus on your strong points, okay? Clearly explain your motivation. Write exactly why are you interested in this. As I said in the previous example, if you apply to geology position, don't write about geophysics. Or if you apply to completion department, do not write about drilling. So write why you want to become specifically a completion engineer or a completion intern. If it's not a position, if it's the company, say why you want to be part of this company specifically. Understand it. For this part, you need to be good with the first point. You need to research the company. You need to, and the position, you need to know where are you applying, what do they want from you, and what can you give them. Bring good examples, because examples show that it's not, you are not just randomly talking. You are you have some experience, you have experienced this hard situation or have experienced training the skills in your life. Last one would be to discuss the future. This is actually not always the case, but if you have space to do so, you can write that I believe that this internship will help me to achieve these goals, or I believe that if participating in this internship, I will gain this type of knowledge, or I will gain some experience, or you can write that my main goal is to become, I don't know, the best engineer in Azerbaijan or in the world. That's why I believe that this specific internship or job suits me very much. So that's all for motivation and cover letters. Yeah, so do you have questions till now?
Hi, Zara. Yes, I have a question.
Okay. Hi, Salman.
Zara, you talked about the CV, right? And is it important short description in CV?
I would say yes. Why? It's because just imagine that I'm an HR. I don't know who is Zohra. I start reading. I read, okay, Zohra has worked in BP. She worked as a geoscience intern. Okay. Then she worked as geoscience intern again and again in Baker Hughes. So what was the difference? Was she doing the same thing? And even if she was doing the same thing, what was it? Were you working with maps? Were you working with with Petrel software, or were you working in the field? Maybe they just sent you to a workshop and you were studying the tools. So when I say description, I don't mean like write a full story of what you were doing. Let's just look here. What I wrote, for example, I was working on geological and geophysical data using Petrel software. They can straight away see from this one phrase that, okay, I have both geology and geophysics experience, and that I have experience with Petrel software, right? So with this one phrase, it's straight away benefits. And the same I suggest to you. It's not only about work experience. And sorry, guys, I forgot to mention that if you don't have work experience, it is totally fine. You can add your projects. You can add your anything that you were doing in university, any courses that you have attended. If you see that, okay, there is still a lot of empty space on your CV, it's fine. You can add the short description to the project as well, and it would actually be good. Here, the same, you see, so these two maybe are similar, but they are still different, and these two are completely different. So it doesn't matter if I was geoscience intern 3 times, I was doing different jobs. So Ferman, do you see why it is important that you have short descriptions? I cannot hear you. I hope everything is clear.
Sorry.
Okay, good. For others? All right. So let's move on to the next part. Now that you have your CV, you have your motivation letter, you want to apply, right? And as you saw in those previous lists of companies, some of them open an online application. So there is just a link or something where you can upload everything. But in some cases, especially right now that it is very hard to find any opportunity, what I suggest doing is finding the emails of HRs, of the company representatives, and sending your motivation letters and your CVs. This might be, as I said, an email, or this might also be a LinkedIn account. LinkedIn is a professional platform, so it is totally fine if you contact the person through there. If needed, he will tell you that, okay, just add your, here is my email, send it to my email, I will consider it later, or something like that. How to find emails of HRs? This is a harder question. For this, you need to know people. Maybe someone who already has experience in different companies, or you can find it in LinkedIn as you want. You just go LinkedIn, type Halliburton, Azerbaijan HR, and you will see people over there. So what to do is write a very short, attach a short email, attach everything. So attach your CV, your motivation letter. Do not write the email, then send your motivation letter, then send your CV separately, or anything other that you want. And do not forget to add subject, because when the person receives your email, they need to see, okay, what is this about? Just write in the subject, like, I don't know, petroleum engineering internship, intern position, something like that, or candidate for internship, something like that. Have those keywords. Let's look at this very nicely structured email that I really like. really love, I would even say. So, dear Sir, Madam, hope you are doing well. With this phrase, you are straight away starting giving the positive vibe to the audience. I have noticed the recruitment for the summer internship program, whatever, in your company's social media pages, and it caught my attention instantaneously. I'm really enthusiastic about taking part in this program. So with this, you say that I have seen your application and I am interested in it. With that being said, I have attached my resume or my CV and my motivation letter to this email as required by the application procedures in the announcement, if there is an announcement. If there is no announcement, then you can just write, okay, I'm attaching my CV, my motivation letter to this email so that you can consider my candidacy. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Best regards, blah, 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 your name. So I think we should be done in like 30 minutes approximately at tops, just in case for the time.
Yes, someone asks regarding the CV part. Is it okay to have it?
I'll check the questions in the chat at the end of presentation. Okay.
Yes, sure.
If it's fine, I want to finish with it so that we cover everything, and then we will go on these questions. All right. If you have an urgent question, just unmute yourself.
It's okay.
Okay, good. So now how to prepare? Let's say you sent your CV, your motivation letter. Now you want to understand, all right, now what to do next if you are accepted. So firstly is you need to prepare your technical knowledge. What do we mean by technical knowledge? Is in case of geoscientists is physical geology, petroleum geoscience. You need to have good sedimentology, structural geology. For petroleum engineers, it's good to have the understanding of these, so main ideas. For this, by the way, summer geology camp is very good. They have a detailed course, but at least you can gain some important information. You need to be good with reservoir, petroleum engineering, drilling engineering. You need to know the production technology. So what is the company basically doing? How are they producing? What is it that they have new? How does this technology work? These tools, I mean. You need to have some understanding of formation evaluation. So this is petrophysics or logging, as you want to call, and reservoir geomechanics. Again, it is not a must that you should be great in all of them. You should be very good in your own discipline, in the one that you are highly interested in, but you need to have at least some idea about the others. And where to get that idea? Of course, some universities give you, like we have some lessons, some courses, right, for 1 semester, tops, it's 2 semesters. Where to get it outside of university is go to the library or internet. By library, it's mainly online libraries. You can just search for them in the internet. Read books, hard copies or PDFs. If you are interested in any books, feel free to contact me, and I will suggest which ones I would again suggest you to read. Participate in online courses, in online seminars. With this Corona state, I hope that many of you use this chance, and we're passing different online courses like on Coursera, on Udemy maybe, many others. So if you have any opportunity, use it definitely. Free online seminars. These are mainly from SP, SCG, just as the one you are participating at right now. There are many technical sessions. I know that technical sessions are sometimes boring, sometimes too difficult, but even if you are, let's say, a petroleum engineering student, and there is a session on geomechanics, if you have time, go and listen, because it won't take you much of time, right? Usually the presentations are an hour and a half. Right now they are online, so you don't even waste time. Join and listen. Even if you won't understand everything, you will still get some very important knowledge. Also in SPE, there are different programs such as Young Talents, Well Engineering School. For SPE BHS, they have Engineering Academy. For others in SCG, let's say they have Geo School. In SCG BHS, it's Geophysical School. So I think that's it. Last year in ASOIU we had drilling school. So there are many programs. Try to participate in as much as you can, not for the sake of certificate. Don't apply and then, you know, just yola vermey. Apply and try to learn something. Another online library, I would say, would be PetroWiki source, is PetroWiki, OnePetro, and SciHub. So these two are used to find papers, and SciHub is used to actually to get the papers which are paid. So you just enter the link and it gives you the paper for free. So pirate link that we really love as scientists. And aside from technical skills, you need to prepare your soft skills, because right now the importance of soft skills is very appreciated. Because technical knowledge you can learn with working in the company, with gaining some experience, you can watch some seminars, etc. But soft skills are something that are being developed in you starting from your childhood. If you don't have any of these skills, it is okay. You can learn about them and you can learn to develop them using these links. I will send a presentation to SPE and they will distribute it among you. So don't worry about the links. What is soft skills actually? As I said, it's personal characteristics of you. So personal skills that you use to communicate, let's say, with people. First one is creativity, another one is leadership, communication, time management, problem solving, persuasion skills, especially if you work like in marketing department or in higher positions like management, etc. You need to know how to collaboration or teamwork, it's called another way, adaptability, emotional intelligence, and negotiation skills. So all this, it's not a must that you need to have all of them very good, but if you have the, let's say, communication skills well, you have your time management skills well, you have your problem solving skills on good level, and you have your adaptability, it will be enough for you to at least at the first stages of your career. Then as you go further, there is a need for emotional intelligence, for leadership positions, and etc., etc. So another one is ability and grammar. As I said, after the application stage, you are usually called for an English or ability test. And these are the topics, if we can call it, the subjects that are part of these two tests. So it's numerical reasoning, verbal reasoning, mechanical reasoning, diagrammatic, logical, and then you have English and math, physics. So these four are actually, four, they are not that hard. So when we talk about, let's say, numerical reasoning, it is not that hard, but you need to be very good practiced. And in order to practice, you need to have your source as internet. If you are interested, just text me wherever you want, and I will send you a PDF with different different like test examples. If no, you can just find all of them in the internet. And yes, that's basically it. Considering like all of this, I mean, regarding each of these descriptions, verbal reasoning is the part where you need to read a text and then answer the questions. The questions are more logically deduced. Mechanical reasoning is when you have gears, let's say, or when the clock is turning, to which part it will turn. So you need to use your mechanical understanding. Diagrammatic reasoning, that's when you have diagrams and the percentages, and they just show you, okay, which part will do this, which part will do that. You have your logical reasoning. This is basically just logic that you can find everywhere, especially if you want for our masters, right? You give this logic exam. You'll cover English, and mainly when someone gives you an English exam, they want to check your grammar, but consider that you need to know vocabulary, at least at intermediate level. Last one would be math and physics, because having good fundamentals, it's very useful. Again, I'm not saying at the level of God, let's say, but knowing at least the school essentials very good, and then your university program well, would be very, very useful for you. We move on to the interview. Let's say that you have successfully passed the ability and English tests. Someone either calls you or sends an email. So, good day, you are being called for an interview at this date, at this time. Straight away, what you start doing is you need to start preparing. Prepare for the technical part, prepare for the HR part, prepare just, your understandings about the company, about what are they doing. Just generally be prepared and motivated for the interview itself. Dress appropriately. I don't think that there's a need to talk about this a lot. I believe that all of you are smart guys, and you know that going to an interview in Adidas Finca, something like that, won't be very good. No need to, to be in, how you call it, like a tie, in galstuk, babuchka, or something like that. Just have you can wear jeans, but wear sorochka, just like a shirt. It's good if you have classic trousers, and then you can wear your shirt. It's fine. For girls, it can be kind of strict dress. It can be strict skirt and a shirt. So yes, that's basically it. Do not wear shorts. That's not good impression of you, not professional. Before the interview, also stay calm. So try to calm yourself. You can do breathing exercises. You can do just various type of meditations if you want. Drink water, but if you drink water, I know it may sound very funny and ridiculous. Before your interview, use the VC and eat well, because on the interview, if you start thinking about these two, your brain will not be able to concentrate on the questions. The only thing that you will be thinking about, and these are normal human instincts, are that, okay, oh my God, I'm hungry. Oh my God, I'm hungry. I want this interview to end so I can go and eat that sandwich that is lying in my room. It is so tasty. So, or something like that. Ask questions during the interview, after the interview, before the interview, whenever you want. If you have any questions in your mind, either reply to the email if it's before the interview, during the interview. If you didn't understand the question, if you want to clarify something, if they ask you something but you are not sure, ask the question. So help yourself, make yourself better in their eyes, make them see that you are interested and that you have this ability to think. Last one would be arrive on time, of course, because there are many people who are constantly late for the interview, or in the online interviews, they use wrong links. This automatically creates a bad impression of the person. Of course, then later you might be very, very good, and anything can happen, actually. I'm not talking about extraordinary cases, but mainly try to be in time. When I say on time, if your interview is at 12, do not come at 12. Do not consider that, okay, I need to be there at 12. If your interview is at 12, consider that you need to be there the latest at 11:40. If you can, be there at 11:30. So be there beforehand. It will keep you calm. You will be already in that atmosphere. You will sit, prepare, maybe drink some water, calm yourself down, and everything will be good. Now, regarding the online interviews, let's just check all these points. So it's make sure that you have stable internet connection, because if during the interview your internet is not good, if you go out and then go in again and your voice is bad and everything is bad, then it won't be, you won't leave a very good impression. Again, I know that everything can happen, but try to be as much stable as you can. Speak clearly and politely. Ask for questions to be repeated if you couldn't hear them. Just imagine yourself as on the interview, right? So that this is what you would be doing. Pause after question to be sure that the interviewers has finished speaking. Is that this is also regarding any of the interviews, but when you are doing it online, you can't always see the person very well. And I mean, you cannot understand from his facial expression if he has finished his idea or no. That's why wait 1 second or 2 seconds for the person to finish and then go on. Do not interrupt, wait for your turn to speak. This is for any interviews. Look at the camera from time to time to maintain good eye contact. I try to turn on my video, to be honest, because when people see you well, it creates a better impression and you have the interaction with the person. So if the interviewer is talking to you and you are talking to him, he will be there to listen to you, to understand you. He will be listening to you and it will be very good as results should end, at least. Ask for next steps. As always, as I said, ask questions. And thank the interviewer with the email or something like that for her time, for his time. This usually takes you a few seconds. You can do it in online, or if you want, you can just send an email that, okay, thank you for this interview opportunity. Now, what next do we have are some questions that we have in HR, that HRs actually ask from people. I have actually stealed it from one of my friends, Orhan. I just really like the questions. So if we go very quickly through them, make sure that you know answers to all of them. If I try to go like this, and let's try to, I can, okay, whatever. All right, so I don't see your names, unfortunately, but I would like to make it more interactive. But let's just go slightly quickly through the question. So can you please introduce yourself? In this question, no need to talk about your, tell the information that they already know. They know your name, they know, in most cases, they know your university, your study. So you just say, even if you say your name, say it very quick. There's no need to say your full name. Just say, I'm Zohra and I'm applying for this position because I want to be a geoscientist. During my academic years, I have done this, and right now I'm applying for this internship because I believe that gaining experience would be very good for me, and something like that. So prepare a short, paragraph, if we can call it like that, about yourself, without, again, stating the obvious. What are your goals and dreams? They will be asking about it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Might also be in 10. So think about your future. What do you want? What are you doing this for? Why did you choose this major? Why did you choose this position? Any type of these questions. Talk about your experience. This is something more specific. What have you done since you have came to university? This is where you can talk that you have participated in SPE, SCG aside from your university. If you have participated any project in your university, it's great, talk about it. Why do you want to work for this company? This is for your motivation. Do you consider yourself successful? Even if you do not, don't say that, no, I don't think that I'm successful, I'm a loser. Say something like, I think that for now, I haven't done much to be very successful at this point of my life, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm doing all my best to prove myself that I will be successful in the future if I try a lot, so that they see that you have this goal in your mind. What would you consider your greatest strengths and weakness? When you talk about your weakness, actually talk about your strengths. So what does it mean? The simplest example is that, you can just say that when they ask you, what's your weakness? You can say something like, I like to do everything in a perfect way. I sit long on one job. I want it to be, I don't know if it's a poster, let's say you create a poster. I want it to be very neat, all the colors to be very good with each other. Sometimes I might spend a bit more time for it. That's why I think that it's my weakness. Actually, it's a good thing. It means that you are very concentrated on your job and you are working on it. Or, if you say something like, I always try to be good with people, whatever, even if someone has done something wrong, I try to find my mistake in this part. Of course, you consider it as your weakness because it makes you weak, but for HRs, it's actually good. It means that you are ready to do anything for the company and for the people whom you work with. Next one is, are you a team player? Talk about a special case. Try to be a team player. And when you talk about a special case, it should not be only about your work experience. You can even talk about something personal. You can talk about your family, with your friends, what you have done together, maybe that you were organizing a birthday party for one of your friends, and together you were working, you distributed the tasks. So someone was preparing the balloons, someone was finding the place, someone was responsible for money, and you were also part of the team. It was very good. What have you done to improve your knowledge? That's when you talk about all the descriptions that I just gave you, the proper preparation part, remember, where you need to be well prepared by reading different materials, different books, participating in different sessions, lectures. Describe your ability to work under pressure. I think for all the university students, this is actually something very obvious, because all of us are under constant pressure, midterms, exams, courseworks, I know, assignments, different points. So you are always at this pressure, and the fact that you are still doing good, you are still motivated, it means that you can work under pressure. Describe situation where your team were irresponsible and you had few time left till the deadline. How did or would you act? So the answer to this question is mainly that it would be good to talk to your team, to motivate them somehow, so that you can work all together. Because if you go like, okay, then I didn't care about them and I did everything myself, they know that if something will go wrong in the with your team, then as a result, you won't be that successful. And when there is opportunity, you will just say that, hey, I did everything myself, and it's not good. Of course, if you talk to people a lot, if you try to motivate them as best as you can, mainly it works at least for 1 or 2 people. If it doesn't, you can do the work yourself, but at the end, at least try to let them know that you have done it yourself. Here are the results, so that they are aware. So still try to stick to the team. What's your plan after graduation? Same question is here, actually. So you need to know about your future. What do you think? Why do you think you deserve this job? This is about your motivation. And do you have any questions for me? They will ask. You can ask about the time, when will be the answers. You can ask anything about the position. You can ask something about the company specifically, about if there are any other opportunities in the company, or what is the how does the company impact to you? So what will be the next steps if you are accepted, and generally anything like that. So show them that you are interested in the position. I think someone was asking about the HR questions. I think I covered all of them now. Yes, so now the last slide actually, how to be successful during and after the internship, because when you finally, congratulations, hooray, you get an internship, this is not the end. During your internship, you need to work hard. And after your internship, you need to work hard as well. You need to work hard nonstop. So during your internship, be responsible. Whatever the tasks that you are given, try to be very fast with them. Do not think that, okay, I'll deal with them a bit later. It's okay, the internship is for 2-3 months. I'll have time. Do it right here, right now. If you're given a task to read something, stay up all night, but read it. Finish the task, because they might be checking you. Be truly interested in your job. If sometimes it happens that we are being accepted to the position, to some position that we actually did not really want to. Let's say some petroleum engineers, they are being accepted for geology position. This happens in rare cases, but if it does, still be interested in your job, or at least make people believe that you are interested in your job. If you are absolutely not interested, try to find something that will create interest in you. Try to relate it to something that you're interested in. Again, same example. If you're a petroleum engineer and you're hired as a geology intern, try to think and give examples to yourself and maybe to the people around how this would affect you as a petroleum engineering career, right? Show your interest to people. So ask, and by showing interest, what do I mean? I mean, ask questions when something is unclear. So go and discuss your job with people around, approach them, and say that, hey, I'm doing this project. I have also read that this one is related to this thing, and in this department, people deal with, I don't know, with that, and it seems very interesting to me. Regarding my interest, like your interest, I mean, in the project, I've done additional research, or I was working on these maps. I tried to do this. I tried to work on this part a bit more. So do not work only and keep it to yourself. Show the people that you are interested. The people, I mean your supervisor, your team leader, even the people out, like your discipline lead, and the people a bit outside. So maybe someone is not from your team. Still, if you have a chance, come approach him and say that, hey, you know what, I'm working on this project, and I'm doing this, and this. I think that, this is important. What do you think? What's your opinion, etc. When something is unclear, always ask the questions. Do not be afraid. These people will not think that you are stupid or you don't know something. In the worst case, you are already hired, right? And if you ask questions, it's only benefits for you. It will be better for your internship results. So if you have questions, doesn't matter, technical, soft skills, organizational, doesn't matter what it is, approach your supervisor, your team leader, and ask them, okay, I did not understand this. For example, during my internship, I was working on a project, and then I was always approaching different people, and I had 2 discipline leads. One was for geology, one was geophysics, plus I had my team leader, and each of them, with each of them, I was having short meetings, talking about my project, discussing. They were giving me some ideas to work on, and as a result, after some few weeks, I realized that I am totally lost, because each of the discipline leads and the projects, that you are given, these are real work, right? And all of them are different people. Each one of them sees it in different way. Each one of them wants to get benefit from you. You are working on them. That's why, for one, it is important, I don't know, to calculate deep angles. For others, it's important to do the correlation. For others, it's something else. And in my case, I was totally lost. I was lost. Okay, I mean, I knew what was the main idea of my project, but I was lost what I need to do. What are the main tasks that I have? Because I have so many things to do that I cannot even understand what should be the first one. And I approached my team leader. I said that, you know, I've talked to many different people and they have done me do this, 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 and this, and this. I want to get back to the start, and can you please remind me what is the main idea behind the project? What do I need to do? What do I need to find? Which of these tasks do you think are more important? Which do you think I can leave for later? And he explained it to me. We had a discussion. He said that, okay, the main idea is this, you remember? And I was like, yes, I do remember. He said, like, meaning you need to concentrate more on these parts specifically, and you can deal with this later if you have time. So we distributed everything, and as a result, everyone around was happy. Everyone was good. So me especially. The last one is, as I said, interact with as many people as you can. Not only your team leader, supervisor, but the people in the company. If you are a geoscientist, interact with reservoir engineers, with drilling engineers if you can. If you are a completion engineer, if you get a chance, talk to geologists, because in real life, all the people work together. And at least they need to know you and you need to know them. What are they doing? What is their goal in the company? What is the project that they're working on, or generally their job description, kind of. So on this photo, I really like it. It's you, when you get to work, in our case, internship, you keep working. You do not stop working. Even after the keep working stage, your internship stage is ended, you do not stop working, and that's how you get to success. When we say success, of course, I guess one of the best cases is when you get a job offer. But in case you don't, in case, I mean, for some reasons, you did not get a job offer, but your internship was successful, you have learned something from it, you can add it to your CV, you have gained different skills, you know many different people, and to whom you can contact constantly. This is already a small success for you, because maybe, okay, for some reason you were not hired this time, but having all this luggage with you, having all this knowledge, will help you get another job maybe in the future. So that's actually it from my side. Thank you very much. I wish you all good luck. And I'll now go to questions.
Thank you so much, Zara, for highly informative presentation. We hope it will be very beneficial for students when we'll apply for the internship. So yes, as you mentioned, let's move on to the question part.
My link is closed. Can I just close it for a second? Sorry.
Yes, sure.
My Google Chrome does not work properly, unfortunately. That's why my tabs are closing from time to time. Let me see if I can find okay, here. I found it. Good. All right, let's look at the questions. So should we attach our certificates to our CV from Coursera or Udemy? No, I would not suggest doing that, even though many people say that. That was a question from Mehin, by the way. So even if, I mean, people say that your CV can be long, it doesn't mean that you need to have all your certificates there. But you, as I mentioned, you need to attach your names of the certificates that you have, maybe the year, or if there's any score or something like that, like it's not a description even, but like one sentence, you can write it, or maybe by whom it was certified, sorry. So next question from Ralph. Could you specifically mention to which companies second-year students can apply? Second-year students can apply to SOCAR AQS. I know it for sure. Regarding Halliburton, let's say, and Baker Hughes, so service companies, only if you have very high motivation, if you talk to HRs, if they know you, they have remembered you, there is a chance, but not that high, unfortunately. Okay, so question from Braid. I noticed that people conducting interviews usually ask applicants the question, do you have any question? Okay, so I think I have covered it, right? So I've talked about what type of questions you can ask. Ask about the timing, ask about the position, ask about the company, ask about what can this company give to you? Not obvious stuff, but I mean, how does it help the engineers, let's say, or the interns? If it's your intern, ask like, you can ask something like, will I be doing anything else than technical, like will I gain something else than technical knowledge? So do you offer any programs or projects additionally to the internship? Question from ISO. As we see, many local companies don't seem to be announcing internships. What about sending them an email with all the attachments, not based on any announcement? Say I want to do an online internship, although you haven't announced. So, as I said, even if this is the case, of course the probability is lower, but still it is your chance. Send an email, as I just had that screenshot, right, with that short description that, hey, my name is this, I am interested in internship opportunity, and I would like to suggest offer my candidacy for this position. What do you think? Can I do so or no? In the worst case, they will just ignore you. I mean, you won't be losing anything, right? Okay, we have questions from guys, by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention, if I answer your question but the answer is not full, either write more in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask again, it's fine. So question from Canan. If we ask about plan after graduation while interview for the internship, can we talk about master plans? Yes, it is totally fine. You can say that what I suggest saying would be that for now, as you don't have any job offers, you are considering a master opportunity. But if there is a chance that a chance for you to get the work experience first, you would be very glad to use it. So with this, you let the company know that I am open for job opportunities. It's not that I am waiting for my master's non-stop. I can work, but I'm not bekar right now. I don't think that what I will do after the internship, çağırırlar, giderim, çağırmazlar, okay, then on the name. You let them know that, okay, I have some plan. If it doesn't work, I mean, for some reason, I have my plan B. Question from Fidan. What type of questions should we ask HR at the end of the interviews? I think I answered the question a bit earlier. Thanks, Elnur, to you as well for participating. For Rom Shumisa, yes, thank you very much as well. Thanks, welcome to Rauf. Okay, Muhtar, is it okay for a CV to be 2 pages? Yes, it is okay, though I wouldn't suggest you doing so, because as I said, HRs look to the CV very slightly. They do not look at it, long to read everything. So try to concise everything to 1 page, but in case you have 2 pages, it's okay. I mean, sometimes it's even the case that you have 1 full page and then at the second page, it's kind of continuation. It's also okay, it's fine. So guys, yes, welcome. Okay.
Yes, Zara, additionally, some of the students sent the questions in advance to our Facebook page, and one of them.
Please, sorry, Mehdi, I'm interrupting you. I want to finish with chat, but thank you very much for saying.
Yes, sure. I
If
guess it
that's
was
okay.
last question.
No, yeah, we have one more question here. So I would like to ask about the internet connection you mentioned. You know, personally with me, connection problems does generally occurs not because of me. It's unfortunately generally unstable. How about that? So as I said, anything can go out of control, but how do you regulate your internet connection? If you know that your Wi-Fi at home is bad, go to the place where Wi-Fi is good. I know that with right now with Üç Ijaza, it's very hard, but if you can manage it somehow, it would be great. You can go to your friends, to your cousin's house, so if you know that their Wi-Fi is good. If no, the worst case is you can take a megabyte packet, like non-limit for an hour or for 2 hours, how much you need, and the connection will be at least more or less better than it is fully unstable. If during the interview your connection was unstable, even considering all these points, or if you did not consider it and your connection was not good, at the end of the interview, when you send this thank you note, write that I'm very sorry. I was trying to improve my internet connection, but considering the situation in the country or my home conditions or something like that, so considering blah blah blah, I did not manage to do it. I apologize for this situation, and if required, I can answer the questions like by typing or by email, or we can have additional interview if you have time, maybe later this week when the connection is better or something like that. So come back to them and say that you really want to be on the interview. It's not that you were just irresponsible. Okay, let me see. Oops, sorry, from Fidan. What do you think about Schlumberger training interview questions? Honestly, I have not passed Schlumberger interview questions, but as far as I know, they were asking mainly non-technical questions. So they were asking more HR questions and something that you do additionally, if you have any courses, any certificates. So learning more about you rather than, asking you something about engineering.